today's lesson is all about fractions of amounts. Here we have some fractions of an amount. But how do we find out what is 1/8 of 8, the easier one, 3/8 of 8, slightly harder, 3/8 of 64, harder still? Well, it's all about sharing. And if the numerator equals 1, you could also say it's about caring. What is a half of 8? This question is asking you, if you share 8 things, so here's 8 €1 coins, between the denominator 2 people, how many will each get? Well, let's do it. I give one to her, one to him. So one to her, so he needs one too, if we're going to be fair. And we're going to share, and we're going to care. And one to him, and one to her, and one to him. I have now shared 8 things equally between 2 people. They each have 4. So a half of 8 is 4. What is 1/4 of 8? I need to share 8 things, 8 €1 coins, between 4 people equally. So if I give them each one at a time, there they all have an equal share, but there are 4 left. So let's distribute them again. Some of you might have worked this out already. They each get 2. So 1/4 of 8 is €2 coins. This is the same question as how many times will 4 go into 8? i.e., this is really your times tables, your 4 times tables. The denominator, D for down, bottom number, tells you which times table you're in. 4 times what is 8, and the answer under that question mark is how many each will get. So 1/4 of 8 is 2. What is 1/8 of 8? Well, here are 8 of my friends, and they're all going to share, aren't I lucky, my €8. So I'll give them one, I'll give George one, I'll give Nazir one, I'll give Dunya one, I'll give Jose one, I'll give Clara one, I'll give Marianne one, and I'll give one to John. I don't have any left because I've shared and cared for my 8 friends, who each now have €1. So 1/8 of 8 is 1, which is the same question as how many times will 8 go into 8? 8 go into 8. Your times tables. 8 times what is 8? The answer is 1. So the answer of 1/8 of 8 is also 1. Well, when the numerator doesn't equal 1, we're still talking about sharing, but not necessarily about caring. If I did more work, I deserve more than you. So here I have my 4 friends, and we shared it 1/4 each. So we started off 1/4 each, but I want 3/4 because I did 3 times more work than anybody else. So I'm going to say, I'm sorry, George, bye-bye. I'm sorry, Nazir, bye-bye. And there's 3/4, and those 3/4 all belong to me because I tell you what, I did more work than you. So I share, but sometimes caring is more about being honest. So I get 6. 2 is 1/4, and I get 3 lots of 2, which is 6. So it's your times tables again, really. 8 divided by 4 is 2, times by 3 is 6. What is 3/8 of 8? Well, again, I've done more work than my friends, and don't forget it was my money to begin with. And I want 3/8 of the share. Okay, so 1/8, there it is 1 coin. Well, I'm going to say, bye-bye, Jose. Bye-bye, Marianne. I'm going to take your shares this time. 3/8, because I've done more of the work. So I did 1/8, which is 1, and then times that by 3 to get 3/8. And here is the 3/8 that belong to me. This is your times tables again. 8 divided by 8 times by 3. And that's how you do fractions of amounts. You divide by the denominator, which is the bottom number of a fraction, and you times by the numerator. Divide by denominator and times by the numerator. D for down, N for north. Harder one, but it's really your times tables now, probably not your fractions that's going to let you down if anything does. What is 3/8 of 64? Well, 1/8 of 64 is how many times does 8 go into 64? Well, 8 rows of 8 would give me 64 €1 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 rows and 8 coins in each row. So 8 eighths are 64. So 1/8, if I shared this all equally, I could bring up my friends. I'm not sure if they are my friends, to be honest. They keep taking my money. And they each get 8 coins. And I'm going to say the same thing again. Jose, sorry, bye-bye. Marianne, you're very nice, but not today, because I did more work than you guys. So I'm going to take 3/8 of that, and all of this should rightfully belong to me, because I've done more work. So 64 divided by 8. 8 times what is 64? 8. And I want 3 lots of 8. 3 times 8 is 24. So altogether, 3/8 of 64 is 24, which rightfully belongs to me. And that's how you do fractions of amounts. You can think of it visually every time, or you can just say to yourself, all I have to do is divide by the denominator and times by the numerator. Divide by denominator and times by the numerator. Thank you for listening.